When working with Bridge, in order to save things like collections or settings that you made for a raw file, you need to set where the cache is, Adobe Bridge, Preferences. And before we do that, let's make a directory for the cache. I'll go over into the Finder. Here's my external drive. We want to save to an external drive because if you're working on a lab computer, things will be erased unless you're working on thaw space. But generally, it's good to work on your external drive. If you have your own computer, that's fine. You can work on that. So we're going to make a directory first. If we go up here, File, New Folder, and we'll make one for this semester, VISU1, and we'll call this Fall 2015. And then within that, Command-Shift-N, we can make another folder. jvbridge. And let's make one more. We'll put Bridge Cache. And another thing we could put in here are settings. For example, how dark the image is, how bright the image is. Command-Shift-N to get a new folder. Bridge Settings. Command-Tab to go back to Bridge. Now let's go ahead and adjust where the cache is. Bridge, Preferences, Cache, Location. So right now, I work on my computer all the time, so it's right here. That's where it defaults to, that's fine. But if I'm working on a school computer, choose, go to my own drive, which is here. Go to Fall 2015, jvbridge, and we're going to use that as a cache. Open. So my information that I make for settings and collections is going to be right here. And click OK. So now I'm set to work. If I take a raw image, double click, and it's going to open Adobe Camera Raw. I can make adjustments as I like for the image. When I'm finished, let's say I want to save multiple images. Let's say I want to adjust multiple images like this. I can save those settings. So if I go here, Save Settings, and it saves everything. Click Save, and we'll call this JV junk, and I'm calling it junk so I know I can throw it away. And instead of putting it where it defaults to on my computer, I'm going to take it again and direct it to the external drive, to Settings, Save. And on exporting, once again, if I want to export as a TIFF for printing, these are the settings that we should have. ProPhoto RGB, 16 bits per channel, do not resize, use it as default, 300 pixels per inch, no sharpening. Click OK. And then I'll save. Where do you want to save it? I'm going to save it to my external drive. We'll make a new folder. Let's say it's the Gestalt project I'm working on. Create that. And for the Gestalt project, immediately we're going to be uploading JPEGs, but we're doing TIFFs now. So this is TIFF. And while I'm at it, let me go ahead and make a JPEG directory. Create. And this we're doing high quality. ProPhoto RGB 16-bit. Select. We're going to add an ISO standard date, year, month, and day, and the original document name. So it's prefixed with the date that I took it. Just gives an example. It'll actually, assuming my camera was set up properly, it'll go in and pull the date out of the info on the camera. File extension, we're saving as a TIFF. All right, and go save. And that's it. It's been saved. Let's save one as a JPEG, the same image, to upload for the blog. We click in here and tell it what we want. For screen view, sRGB. We do not want 16-bit. We want 8-bit. That's half the data. Resize to fit 1000 by 1000, so it'll fit on our screen. That's the longest dimension. And resolution, since we're making it 1000, 1000, it's not particularly important, but Mac monitor resolution, they'll usually use 72 for that, so we can go ahead and put that in there. We'll click OK. And now we can export this or save this as a TIFF. Where's it going to go? We don't want it in TIFFs, so let's change our folder again. Gestalt, JPEG. We'll select that. And that's fine. Let's go ahead and rename it the same way. File extension, we want it to be a JPEG. And this compression quality of 8 is fine. We'll click Save. And you can see down here it's working. And we'll go back over and just double check that it's where it should be. So here's our Gestalt. Here's our JPEG image, which looks fine on screen. If we printed it, it wouldn't look so good. We wouldn't have the detail. And there's our TIFF image. You can see there's a huge difference in file size. This is 96 megabytes. This is only 219 kilobytes. So in other words, it's 1/5 of a megabyte. Alrighty. Bye-bye.